Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Nur, host Himaya untuk episod-episod perempuan for Himaya. So hari ini kita ada program Tiket ke Syurga yang dianjurkan oleh Himaya dan juga Singapura, pengurusan Jenazah Singapura Al-Ikhlas dan yang ditajakan oleh JS Advisory. So hari ini kita ada lagi satu episod khas untuk kaum-kaum wanita kita yang bertajuk Jika Tuhan memberiku peluang kedua, macam mana tu? Jadi hari ini bersama kita ada Ustazah Hidayah seperti biasa dan juga tetamu khas iaitu Puan Mardiana. Di mana Puan Mardiana kita ni?
Ya, Assalamualaikum.
Hello.
Hai, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Puan Mardiana, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, baik.
Tadi kerja
Ya, saya. Today auditing.
Okay. So Puan Mardiana kita ni boleh panggil Kak Didi kan? Tadi suruh
Kak
panggil
Didi better lah, more informal.
Okay. So Kak Didi kita ni pernah mengalami satu accident. Bila tu? Tahun-tahun bila?
2012.
Oh, okay. Dan masa tu you dalam kereta kan?
Disember 2012. 27 Disember 2012. Dalam 7 tahun lebih lah. Masa tu we were travelling daripada KL ke Singapura. Nak pulang daripada holiday. So the accident happened in Malacca. Semua tak dijangkakan. But Alhamdulillah lah, semua ketetapan Allah tu ada hikmahnya. I was on life support for 10 days. My whole face was fractured. But that whole experience brought me and my family closer. Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
So you were with your family when the accident happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I heard you were in hospital for berapa lama
I was on life support for 10 days.
Oh, 10 days. Okay. So ini kita punya the article kan for your accident.
That was how bad the car was. It was a total damage.
Yeah. Were you the one driving?
No, it was my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
So apa macam awak rasa bila awak went through the accident? Like do you feel like, oh no, hari ni is my last day? Gitu?
No, never would have imagined it was my last day because that whole experience was so sudden. First, we were enjoying our holiday. Actually, there was 7 family altogether. We went to Malacca, and then daripada Malacca, only 2 family continued to KL. The rest of 5 went back to Singapore. So the 2 family that went to KL were on the way back to Singapore. So it happens. Can you imagine tak, masa during like 10 minutes prior to the accident, I was actually breastfeeding my number 7 daughter, who was just about 4 months old. And then then my husband was like, dah dia dah ngantuk, you pun dia dah nak tidur, you pun dah ngantuk, dah pass to the maid to the back. So the moment I carry to the back, 10 minutes later the accident happened. So looking at my number 7 daughter who just turned 8 a few days ago, I would have never expected it, because can you imagine if she was there and I was still breastfeeding her, because I had blood clot in my lungs and all that. So I'm pretty sure kalau Allah tak sayang dia, I mean Allah were to take her away from us, I cannot say. So for me, I belajar bersyukur Alhamdulillah dengan segala ketetapan Allah, only because no matter what I go through, I still have my 7 kids with me. Alhamdulillah.
And you were the most badly injured kan out of all your family members?
Yes, together with me, my eldest son, Nur Hadi Martin, his nose split to 2. Can you imagine a boy so young, like 11 going through PSLE, the nose splitting to 2? And then my husband had to be stitched up from the front all the way to the back. But but Alhamdulillah, he was conscious enough to help all of us.
Okay. Like how have this incident can change you? Macam are you much closer to Allah sekarang?
Yes, definitely. It's I made so much changes in my life that I realized that I semua sekarang I serahkan pada Allah. So whether good or bad, because what happens is, okay, right after the accident, I quit my job. I was working in an office in Shenton Way, and for 4 years, and having a career after I took my degree and all, so it was really stable, a good career. So then I told myself, given a second chance in life, I want to watch my kids grow up. So the more you earn, the more you spend. Kan? So yeah, so I decided to quit. So for the past 7 years, I was at home. Only the past 2-3 months with COVID, I decided to do something in my life. So I joined the MOM to help with the COVID. Inshallah after this I'm back to my kids. But yeah, I'm trying to juggle all at the same time. But alhamdulillah it's good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so lepas kemalangan tu kan, di, Kak Didi went through any macam depression, like because you know when we go through such incident, kita akan go through trauma. Dan trauma tu akan affect daily routine kita, like anxiety, depression. So did you experience anything like that? Tak.
For me, alhamdulillah, only because I take it as a second chance in life, and I told myself I could have died. But the fact that Allah gave me that chance to go through life again, that means Allah wants me to do something, especially
Hmm.
to my kids, especially to everything that's going on. So I look at life in a different angle now. It's as in more positive, like for example, even losing $100 that day, and I was telling my kids, alhamdulillah, though I only lose 100. It could be 400 or 500, but whatever Allah takes from you, Allah will give back in another form. So now,
Betul.
I believe in tawakallah, which it means that kita niat, kita doa, but then and we try our very best, and then we leave the rest to Allah. So whatever Allah has decided for us is always the best. Yeah,
Yes, betul-betul. Okay,
alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so I want to ask you about the importance about having the right people to help you. Isn't it important kan when you go through such traumatic incident, you memang kena ada, you had right some support system like
Well,
family.
alhamdulillah, I had all my 7 kids and all, and I had a family who was very close to me. That my brother was driving daily from Singapore to Malacca. Like Singapore, Malacca is like Tampines to Geylang, but yeah, he was driving daily. And I had my S2J family. I have this group of friends that we call Selawat to Jannah. That the moment the accident happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, they rushed all the way from Singapore. The one who we traveled to Malacca with. So this group
Hmm,
of friends. But at the end of the day, I think semua dengan bimbingan dan bantuan daripada Allah. If you yakin dengan what Allah can do for you, it be and then a different magic. So for me, given a second chance in life, I tend to practice priority management. So for me, number one is always Allah. Nothing can beat that. Number two is of course my seven amanah from Allah. And number three is my road to Jannah, which is my husband. So I'm so sorry, husband, you have to fall number three, but yes. So, but what I'm trying to say is back to Allah. It's always the turning point is always there. So
hmm.
whatever we do on a daily basis, the best to talk to is always Allah. Because at the end of the day, you will see results. Whether it's good or it's bad, it's always whatever the Allah has choose for you is always the best.
Hmm. Dan walaupun macam Kak Didi dah go through kemalangan ni you tak macam tanya why is it me, like why you make me go through this, why you make my kids go through this accident, you
Yeah,
tak
but
bertanya.
no, you'll be surprised. No, I'm the other way around. I told myself, thank you Allah for giving me this opportunity in life, because I think without this opportunity, I will not be what I am today. Mungkin I masih lalai dengan dunia I. I masih. For me now, it's very different. It's like yang penting mesti happy. All my friends know me. That's my tagline. Yang penting mesti happy, stay healthy and happy. That's most important in life. I realize that. Like yes, a lot of people say money is important, but well, we can make do with it lah. Kemahuan ikut kemampuan kan. So
Betul.
yeah, so I learned a lot of things. So I look at life in different angle, and a lot of my colleagues went like, "Hey, you driving? Like seriously? Like I mean, well, I said I need to shove. I mean, I need to bring my kids here and there, because currently I still have 5 kids going to school, Madrasah Junid, Wat Tanjung, and then Madrasah Rabia, and then I've got 2 in secular schools. My first 2 has graduated from diploma. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of things going on in my life on a daily basis. And laundry for night, cooking for night, and that's now working. So I tell myself, it's okay, whatever Allah has planned for me is always the best. So
Hmm.
yakin. So I think, Alhamdulillah, Allah has never given me a negative. So I look life in a different angle now. Like, in life, how it's very simple. But, sometimes it's people who makes it complicated. So what I do
Yes.
is every time we go through different complicated people in life, so I just stay away, take 2 steps back, and think positive, lah, inshallah.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thanks for the advice, Kak.
No
Okay,
problem,
anyway,
my pleasure.
I'm very curious macam, because if I put myself in your shoes and I go through such an accident, mesti masa tu, during the accident and that 10 days period yang I am in life support, mesti I macam terfikir, okay, I akan this is my last day, like I akan meninggal. Ya, short while gitu tau. You tak rasa macam gitu You rasa macam you have a very strong will to survive and go on with life. Is it because of your kids, your family?
Yes, because of the kids, I guess. But you know what? During that 10 days life support, I was placed in a hospital room which so near to the masjid. I can hear all the azan. So then it was a different experience. And then, but the most experience is okay. Bila I balik Singapore, Singapore doctors are like magic, you know. My whole face is fractured. Dorang cut the inside my eyelid. Imagine your eyelid ni you tarik. They cut inside. They put two metal pieces inside. So that because if they don't put the metal pieces, the my eyes can drop. That is the metal pieces that you see there. And then okay, that wasn't ajal. Ajal is when after this operation I went back home. Can you imagine you tengah tidur sekali you bangun tu baru ajal. Because when you accident you tak rasa tau. It's just that you feel like you're gone, you know. Tapi bila after this operation I went back home, bila tak boleh bernafas, the first thing I think, ya Allah, dosa-dosaku. You know, then you mengucap. The second time you breathe in, then you like, yeah, my 7 kids. My youngest is only 4 months then. I'm like, I wake up my husband and my husband, mucap. I say, yeah. And then, you know, like, that was really then. Then when I went back to Tatong Sing for about 2 weeks, they didn't know what was wrong with me. I was on oxygen system and all. And then finally they find out that masa my life support dekat Melaka, they put in a tube down my throat. So my breathing here got inflamed. So they laser masuk balloon, laser masuk plastic. So now with the metal on my cheeks and plastic down my throat, it really makes me feel Alhamdulillah lah that Allah has given me the opportunity to still be able to see my kids grow up. Alhamdulillah. And then
Alhamdulillah.
now that my kids have developed into somebody, you know, I like for me, I really salute madrasah student only because me and my husband both were from secular, and having a sec 3 daughter in Al Junaid and dia dah hafal juz 3, and then second daughter in Arabia, and then third son in madrasah in Wat Tanjong. I feel like macam there's so much knowledge that I still can learn from them. So I feel like macam our kids are not something that we only share what we know or experience, but it's also what we learn from. So it's a give and take experience. So Alhamdulillah lah. And even though I have a daughter who's in sports school, but you know, because we are in a family where it's so mixed of a culture that we tend to complement each other in one way or another, Alhamdulillah. So I have a lot more to learn from my kids. So that experience was really a good experience for me. I take it positively, Alhamdulillah.
So you
Assalamualaikum
can see that.
Ustazah.
Itulah. Ustazah, how are you? Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Masya Allah, such a beautiful sharing,
Yeah,
Sister Madiana. And
so positive.
I believe that not only that macam kita je yang reflect on your story, but I think everyone yang watching, everyone yang will watch this will continue to appreciate life better, appreciate our families, and appreciate benda-benda yang through our everyday that we don't usually take the time to bersyukur and be thankful for lah. So Alhamdulillah, thank you for your story and nice to meet you. And
Alhamdulillah.
thank you for being such a great reminder for all of us lah tonight. Alhamdulillah.
Semua dengan bantuan dan bimbingan dari Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you,
Alhamdulillah.
Kak Didi, for giving us the inspiration to go on, continue hidup, continue bersangka baik pada Allah, walaupun kita macam go through some accident, you know, all those like traumatic experience in life dan almost near death experience, tetapi Kak Didi masih macam bersangka baik, positive dan very strong mentally dan physically. Very good. Okay,
Masya Allah.
Ustazah,
Masya Allah.
saya ada question untuk Ustazah.
Okay.
Macam kenapa kenapa macam kita, macam Tuhan put us in such situation yang traumatic ataupun like near death experience, like can you like share more about this to our viewers?
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I think it's not just on that matter, tapi bila mana Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala created this life, created all of us. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Ankabut, it is mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah how this life is designed in a way where Allah akan continue to test us. In a sense where bila mana Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala says that, it is to actually show to us whether we really believe in Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, whether we walk the talk. Because hari-hari kita cakap, oh kita percaya Allah. Hari-hari kita cakap, oh kita akan terima segala yang Allah dah takdirkan. Segala perkara yang Allah takdirkan untuk kita itu adalah perkara yang baik. But sometimes it is not translated into our action. And bila mana Allah letakkan ujian-ujian ni dalam kehidupan kita, dekat situ baru kita sedar. Dekat situ baru kita nampak yang, have I been doing what I say? Do I really believe in Allah to an extent that I apply in my life? And sometimes bila mana kita letak in this particular situation kan, it is mentioned in a hadith also, bila mana Rasulullah SAW kata patience is actually at the first track of calamity. So kesabaran you tu, you can gauge your kesabaran based on how you react or respond to the difficulty or the hardship that you go through in life. Tapi then again, to answer your question, kenapa Allah put us in this situation is because of many reasons. It could be Allah nak ampunkan dosa kita. It could be Allah nak berikan kita satu kebaikan. It could be Allah nak selamatkan kita daripada situasi yang lebih besar yang lebih boleh memudaratkan kita dan ahli keluarga kita. We will never know. Then at the end of the day, Allah SWT is the best of planners. But that's one thing lah yang kita selalu kena ingatkan diri kita. Kita pasti akan diuji. Kan dekat dalam surah Al-Baqarah Allah sebutkan pasti aku akan uji umat manusia through lives, through fruits, through wealth, through nafs, okay, and through many other things. Tapi at the end of the day pasti Allah akan berikan ganjaran kepada mereka yang sabar, yang tetap percayakan kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dan tetap have faith in Allah, that everything happens is by the will and the decree of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Dan it is amazing lah, it is beautiful. Walaupun saya masuk tadi towards the end of the story, but it is amazing how Sister Mardiana, Puan Mardiana, you approach your situation in such a way to have that certain mentality. Then again, perkara-perkara ni cannot happen if you have not instilled all of this before the accident, before things happen. Macam you tak boleh expect diri you, terus ingat Allah bila you go through a certain masalah or a certain problem, sedangkan before you ada problem, you tak ingat Allah. Which is why Allah, a lot of times Allah mention kan, bila kita ingat Allah waktu senang, Allah akan ingat kita waktu susah. Bila mana kita selalu ingat Allah waktu senang, bila susah tu sangat senang untuk kita ingat Allah, because it is already a part of us, it is already inside of us, and benda tu akan datang naturally, bukan sesuatu yang kita perlu paksa to happen. But although at the same time we don't want to discount the experience lah. Of course, apa yang Puan Mardiana went through is something very much hard for you and very much critical for you, and it's not easy to go through that. Walaupun kita ada those positive thoughts, those thoughts on Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, but it is through those things yang it could help us. And if I could also add on a little bit more tentang kisah Nabi Yunus alaihi salam kan, bila mana dia dimakan oleh ikan besar kan, lepas tu dia masuk ke dalam dasar lautan, lepas tu dia baca doa seperti la ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin, kemudian Allah selamatkan dia dan dia keluar daripada ikan besar atau perut ikan besar tersebut. But one of the things yang kita selalu terlepas daripada kisah Nabi Yunus ni is that dalam sebuah ayat dalam Al-Quran, bila mana Allah ceritakan tentang kisah Nabi Yunus ni, one of the thing that Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala highlighted is that kalau Nabi Yunus tak ingat Allah waktu senang dia, kalau Nabi Yunus tak ingat Allah sebelum segala perkara ini berlaku, sudah pasti Allah akan tetap tinggalkan dia dekat dalam perut ikan tersebut. So as much as bila kita go through satu masalah, sangat penting untuk kita minta kepada Allah, minta bantuan daripada Allah, ask for Allah to help us. But at the end of the day, what we do before the masalah datang is very important. Our preparations, be it preparations for kematian, preparations for hardship, preparation for anything that is bound to happen to us. Sebab Allah Himself said, kalau Nabi Yunus tak ingat Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala before he was in the belly of the big fish, sudah pasti Allah akan tinggalkan dia dalam masalah tu. Sudah pasti Allah akan tinggalkan dia dekat dalam perut ikan tu. Tapi kenapa Allah selamatkan dia? Sebab sebelum masalah datang, dia ingat Allah. And the moment bila masalah tu datang kepada Nabi Yunus AS, bila dia dekat dalam perut ikan tersebut, that is why he can still remember Allah. That is why Allah pun selamatkan dia, because he always has that component of, okay, aku kena ingat Allah waktu senang, sebab waktu susah nanti pasti Allah akan bantu. And kita tak boleh imagine what kind of kesusahan yang we will go through later tau, as mentioned by Puan Mardiana or Sis Mardiana. Like, you have never imagined for you to go through a certain accident or certain matter or certain situation kan. But walaupun kita tak boleh nak gauge what kind of hardship yang kita akan bakal lalui, tapi apa yang pasti adalah kita akan lalui a certain ujian. So the question is, adakah saya dapat bantuan daripada Allah bila saya go through that hardship? A lot of time orang risau, a lot of times orang worry, macam mana kalau saya go through masalah ni, macam mana kalau saya go through masalah tu, macam mana kalau saya maybe in the situation of Puan Mardiana. But that is not the question that we need to worry ourselves about. Apa yang kita perlu worry is, adakah Allah akan bantu saya bila saya go through masalah-masalah tersebut. Sebab masalah pasti akan datang. Kita dah go through one masalah, I promise you the next masalah akan datang, the next masalah akan datang. Until kita reach the state of kematian, kan, itu baru dah tak ada masalah lagi. Itu baru kita akan meet Allah and then look at our deeds and our sins. But masalah tu tetap akan datang, tetapi apa yang kita nak kisahkan atau fikirkan adalah, adakah saya akan menerima bantuan Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala bila I keep going through all of this hardship. So I think this is not a tazkirah, but I think this is a reflection that personally I rasa and I feel just by listening from a bit of Puan Mardiana punya story. And why is it that Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala put us through certain problems or certain situation is untuk ajar kita banyak lessons, but also untuk ajar orang-orang sekeliling kita as well. Because sometimes we don't have to go through a problem untuk learn what Allah wants us to know. But even by listening to the stories of people, we feel empathy. We know that, oh, ni lah rasa dia bila orang tu go through a certain problem, and this is what I can learn from this problem. You don't have to go through a problem to learn about something. You can just listen to stories like Puan Mardiana mentioned earlier. And that also, one last point, kenapa kita go through certain things adalah disebabkan bila kita go through certain things kan, kita lebih faham dan kita lebih rasa apakah perasaan orang-orang lain yang dah go through this particular matter. And I strongly believe that bila kita go through a certain masalah, kita jadi macam this one advocate tau, supaya we can reach out to other people who is going through the certain masalah to share with them what are the best practices, what did I do, what helped me recover, what helped me remember more of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. And we become much more empathetic because we don't want them to go through the hardship that they are going through alone. So as Puan Mardiana mentions, you have your family support, you have your children, you have your husband, Alhamdulillah kan. What about the people who might go through something similar tapi tak ada family, tak ada that support? So this is where people like Puan Mardiana can actually come in, to be that advocate, to be that, I have went through this, although it's not exactly the same, but this is one of the best things that you can do. You can approach this matter, you can get support from here, and by sharing your experiences, I am sure banyak orang boleh benefit. I am sure banyak orang boleh start to prepare if these things were to happen. And lagi banyak kita lebih kepada what we call it, ingat kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, insyaAllah. So thank you so much Sister Mardiana for sharing your story.
Terima kasih Ustazah. It was very a lot of pointers that we can actually take note of. So on top of that, saya nak add in another question. Saya nak tanya Ustazah, kalau kita sendiri kenal siapa-siapa yang mengalami masalah besar, bagaimana kita boleh bantu mereka? Let's say let's say I am Kak Didi punya sister, then I see my sister going through this thing. How can I help her?
Okay, I think when it comes to helping, kalau kita nak go through some guidelines of Islam, the religion, of course, the best help would be through doa. Because a lot of times kita underestimate the power of doa. Kan, doa tu actually is the greatest gift that Allah has given us, and doa ni adalah perkara yang very magical, very powerful bila mana kita minta Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala to help us in this particular situation. But also aside from doa, moving forward, we also need to ask the person yang kita nak help with, what help do they need. So kadang-kadang kita rasa yang kita bantu ni cukup tau, tapi they don't need this kind of bantuan. Kadang-kadang kita rasa this is the best thing to do, but them going through this particular situation, they know what they need, right? But if the person yang kita nak bantu ni tak boleh respond, or maybe in the case of Puan Mardiana, bila dia go through certain matters kan, maybe can approach the family, approach the husband and then ask what's the best thing that I can do. But also, let us not forget on the matter of doa. Doa tu very important. And itulah, pasti perkara yang kita go through in life, it can be solved with the help of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Sesusah mana pun, serumit mana pun, perkara boleh jadi senang kalau Allah ada dekat situ, kalau Allah bantu. Usually we go through something and we feel it is difficult because kita tak ada bantuan Allah, because kita tak letak Allah present when we are going through that particular situation. So doa, ask the person what is best, how is it best for me to help you, and also at the same time try to help in your own capacity lah, because we also don't want to be helping people but we are doing things out of our own capacity. Okay, sebab kita pun nak kena also have that portion of, okay, I help this person but also I need to take care of myself, I need to help myself as well, so that bila kita bantu diri kita, kita pun boleh bantu orang lain. Because if we are continuously helping people, just pouring out of the cup, but you tak pernah isi your own cup, then at the end of the day, you have nothing else to give. Okay, so I think that is a bit lah, insyaAllah.
Okay. Terima kasih Ustazah. Dan is there like any doa yang boleh membantu kita tenangkan hati kita when we are going through a phase like this?
Okay, so kalau itu dalam Al-Quran, banyak sangat doa yang we can recite to, if you are going through phases like this, if you are going through a certain worry or a certain stress, kan. So banyak, di antaranya you can recite Ayatul Kursi. Kenapa Ayatul Kursi so powerful? Ayatul Kursi daripada surah Al-Baqarah yang it goes like Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. Usually orang recite Ayatul Kursi bila dia takut, bila dia rasa macam ada some presence of something. But actually Ayatul Kursi is really powerful, sebab kalau you tengok daripada the very beginning of Allahu la ilaha illa until wahwal aliyul azim, every single part of Ayatul Kursi bincangkan tentang kebesaran of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, which is why Ayatul Kursi is very powerful. Kita mention kebesaran Allah, dan di situlah bila mana Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dia ridha dengan kita membesarkan dia, dekat situ Allah bantu kita. And other things yang kita boleh recite when in distress, contoh macam cerita Nabi Yunus tadi kan, la ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. So that was when Nabi Yunus stress, and stress dia ataupun bila dia go through satu masalah, itu adalah masalah paling gelap dan paling sunyi. Sebab as mentioned in certain tafsir, he was under 3 levels of darkness. Dia dalam 3 layer of kegelapan. Nombor 1, gelap kenapa? Sebab dalam perut ikan. Dalam perut ikan pasti gelap kan, dia tak ada lampu, tak ada apa. So very very dalam kegelapan. Kegelapan kedua adalah sebab ikan besar tu di dalam tengah lautan. So pasti dalam tengah lautan itu gelap. Dan kegelapan ketiga adalah perkara itu berlaku pada waktu malam. Jadi so there is 3 levels of darkness that Nabi Yunus was in. And when he was in that position, pasti he had his own feelings, he had his own worries. Tapi apa yang dia baca adalah la ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. But last but not least, if I could share another doa daripada Al-Quran, which is my very own personal favorite doa, adalah doa Nabi Musa alaihissalam, bila mana dia sebutkan Rabbi shrahli sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Even the first part of the doa dah powerful. Rabbi shrahli sadri, ya Allah, expand my chest, ya Allah lapangkanlah dadaku. Sebab bila kita tengah go through masalah kan, hati kita, our hearts feel really tight. Habis kita rasa macam I don't know what to do, and then I struggle, and then you cannot bernafas, right? So you really struggle with that. So Rabbi shrahli sadri, ya Allah lapangkanlah dadaku, wa yassir li amri, ya Allah permudahkanlah urusanku. So selepas kita nak Allah lapangkan dada kita, kita pun nak Allah permudahkan urusan kita. Dan sudah pasti bila mana Allah lapangkan dada kita, bila Allah dah permudahkan urusan kita, we will have that much more clarity lah in that sense. So kalau if any of the viewers boleh look up segala doa dalam Al-Quran, sebenarnya every single doa dalam Al-Quran tu very powerful. And then try to look at doa mana yang you rasa you can resonate more to. And then the tip about bila baca doa ni, bila you tengah go through a certain masalah or a certain struggle atau a certain worry or distress, the advice is untuk you baca until you feel better. Maksudnya jangan baca sekali lepas tu okay dah baca, nanti Allah jaga. Tak, you nak kena continuously baca until you rasa okay, until you rasa confident about it, insyaAllah. Sebab kadang bila kita baca ni, kita baca sepintas lalu and then kita tak fokus dalam apa kita baca tau. Kita just cakap baca je, tapi baca in the spur of the moment. So kita nak baca dengan sepenuh hati, kita nak baca dengan keikhlasan, kita nak baca doa-doa itu dengan kepercayaan terhadap Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. And also at the same time, sebaiknya bila kita dah pilih doa apa kita nak baca tu kan, kita cuba faham makna dia. Sebab bila kita faham doa yang kita sebutkan, dia akan give much more impact. dia akan give that impact yang, oh okay, Allah ada dengan aku, and then Allah akan bantu aku insya-Allah. Sebab tu bila mana Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam dengan Abu Bakar, bila dia sembunyi kat dalam gua suatu ketika tu, lepas tu dia nak lari daripada orang kufar kan, daripada Mekah. Bila dia nak lari tu, bila dia sembunyi dekat dalam, Abu Bakar sangat takut. Okay, he was very afraid, and then dia risau kalau dia sembunyi dalam cave ni, dalam gua ni, nanti kalau orang-orang ni terjumpa mereka macam mana kan. Kemudian Rasulullah SAW ingatkan kepada Abu Bakar, la tahzan innallaha ma'ana. Jangan bersedih, jangan ragu-ragu, jangan risau. Innallaha ma'ana. Sesungguhnya Allah bersama kita. So bila kita ada that trust that Allah is always with us, insyaAllah kita will be much more empowered. InsyaAllah susah mana pun, I'm not saying that it's gonna make your your life easier, but it will make you stronger to go through whatever that you are going through, insyaAllah. So itu sedikit sebanyak lah, insyaAllah.
Okay, terima kasih Ustazah. Okay, so to Kak Didi, moving on to Kak Didi. Okay, okay, I have one question to you. It must have taken a lot of time to recover and patience. Positivity is a must to overcome. Okay, like as can be seen in your story. So any advice atau message from you to others, to our viewers, on how to have that kind of mindset to go through tough times in your life? Macam like how you manage, you yourself ada apa-apa doa, like what mindset you had?
For
Your
myself, it's
practice
as
lah.
simple. It's
Practice,
as simple as bila kita dalam kesusahan tu, always look out for the rainbow after the storm. Kata orang putih tu, look out for the rainbow after the storm. As in life is a cycle. Tak semua waktu kita akan susah. So if Allah kasih kita kesusahan masa tu, you just bersyukur. I don't know why. I just like bersyukur because it could be worse. And then look forward to the rainbow after the storm. So I think that helps me better as they pass by. Because I know that whatever Allah has given to us, Allah takkan biarkan kita, Allah will not give us more than what we can take. So if we seek Allah's help, insyaAllah, everything will be easy. So I think the positivity is one. Number two is yakin dengan segala ketentuan Allah. And Allah takkan put us in a situation where we cannot manage. So it all started when I didn't plan to have 7 kids, never. I only plan to have 1, 2 or 3 like anybody normal. So when Allah gave me 4 to begin with, and then 5, 6 and 7, I told myself, I got an advice from someone. Someone told me, Allah will not give you what you cannot manage. So I took that as a stand, and it makes me stronger. And then like even putting my kids in madrasah, I mean, I never thought that I will put my kids in madrasah, but Allah yang gerakkan. So I believe like it's all planned for us. It's just how we take it. So what's the point of taking something in life with negativity? Because it doesn't help you in any way. But take whatever that happens with kesyukuran. You know, so it's like I told you just now, when I lose $50, and then I told my kids, yeah, mama hilang 50 lah. It's like, mahal 50 kat mana? And they start to worry. I said, nah, it's okay. For me, I said, Alhamdulillah, it's 50. It's not 500, you know. Then my son looked at me, something wrong with you, is it? You lost money and you were syukur. But I said, no. And it came back to me because when Madina was really small, my number 7 daughter is Madina. I just bought a handphone for my sports school daughter because she's going to be staying in school in the hostel. So it was just a normal phone. But she took it, she was fiddling Madina, sekali dia angkat, keluar tingkap, dia lepaskan. And I just bought. You know, and then my son looked at me, Ma, bersyukur. And I'm like, what do you mean by bersyukur? I just bought the phone and I'm not working, you know. And she said, bersyukur. You know why bersyukur? She did not throw out your iPhone. Betul juga And then you see, whatever you teach your kids, it comes back to you. So it's not that I share my kids my experience. I learn knowledge from them, like what I said. So people ask me, how do you manage with 7? I said, I manage with 7 because they taught me patience. Not, you know, like along the way, kids taught us patience. So for me, given the second chance in life, I've come across other friends who's in illness, you know, like cancer and things like that. And that is why I took a strong stand to help with this COVID-19. When I applied for this job, my kids were all crying and calling me, saying, Ma, don't go, we don't want to lose you, and all that. I say, look at me, I'm the living proof. If it's not your ajal yet, you will not go yet. So don't worry. I just want to spread, even though I'm meeting only the foreign workers, you know, but they are also human. They are also, So I always go there and say, Baya, please, I mean, take care of each other, like do what you need to your due diligence and all. And I help them and I talk to them only because I believe that everybody, no matter who you are, I mean, deserve the second chance in life. Inshallah.
InsyaAllah. Masya Allah, I really love for Mariana when you mentioned about everything you used to see Alhamdulillah, and honestly some people akan rasa very pelik tau, macam kenapa bila go through kesusahan pun cakap Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah kan bila kita happy, bila kita senang. But in fact kalau kita lihat kepada tafsir tentang the word Alhamdulillah, tentang kesyukuran dan sebagainya, apa tu nama dia, ulama tafsir mengatakan it's fi sarra wa dharra. Sarra tu maksud dia pada waktu-waktu gembira, waktu-waktu yang senang, dan fid dharra tu waktu kesusahan, waktu yang memedihkan, waktu yang menyusahkan kita. So alhamdulillah tu mungkin it's a practice untuk kita so far, yang bila mana perkara baik berlaku tu alhamdulillah everything is good. Tapi sebenarnya dalam alhamdulillah pun kita perlu sebutkan pada waktu kita susah, kerana dalam alhamdulillah tu bila kita sebut bila kita susah, actually in going through a hardship kan Allah sebut fa inna ma'al usri yusra kan, pasti dalam setiap kesusahan pasti ada kesenangan. So dalam kesusahan kita yang kita tengah go through tu pasti ada kesenangan yang Allah sedang turunkan, sebab Allah bukan sejenis Tuhan yang bila mana dia letak dalam letak kita dalam sesuatu kesusahan, He will just leave us at that. Maksudnya dia tak akan turunkan bantuan dia, maksudnya dia tak akan pemudahkan some things for us, sebab Allah sebutkan kan fa inna ma'al usri yusra. Jadi bila mana ada sesuatu perkara baik yang berlaku, kita cakap Alhamdulillah, but when something bad happens, kita still need to say Alhamdulillah. Kenapa? Sebab terima kasih ya Allah, aku masih hidup. Then again to this topic, jika Tuhan memberiku peluang kedua, dan kehidupan and life itself is the greatest blessing of all. We can talk about orang ni ada financial difficulty, kita ada masalah ni, masalah tu. Pasti semua masalah tu tak senang. Tetapi kalau seseorang tu dah tak ada lagi peluang ataupun dah tak ada lagi kelebihan untuk hidup another day, then masalah-masalah tu is no longer valid. Sebab tak ada that matter of life, tak ada that blessing of life. Dan apa tu nama dia, sometimes maybe just a reminder for myself and for everyone here adalah untuk kita sentiasa bersyukur kita masih hidup. Ada sebab kenapa kita masih hidup, ada sebab kenapa kita masih boleh see our family, ada sebab kenapa kita masih boleh contribute to our parents. Kenapa? Sebab sekiranya bila perkara ni tak perlu, sudah pasti Allah dah apa tu nama dia, dah ambil nyawa kita, dah let us go to the next life. But why is it that we are still alive? Pasti ada baiknya, pasti ada pengajarannya, dan kita ada kelebihan untuk do things better, do better at life insyaAllah. So thank you Puan Mariana for sharing on Alhamdulillah.
Terima kasih Ustazah. I want to add in one last point for this question, like how to have this mindset. Another way we can think about it is like we could have been worse off. Mungkin boleh lose limbs, I could have lost a family member. Things can be worse than what it is right now. So kalau kita fikir macam gitu, then we will have a more positive mindset to accept apa yang kita ada ni sekarang. Kita boleh appreciate. Betul tak?
Yes, that it
I
could
agree with
have
that.
been
Can I
worse
add in?
mindset.
Can I add in?
Yeah,
I mean,
sila.
whenever facing with a situation, I always ask myself, I always tell my kids especially and myself, never question what Allah has given to us, as in the dugaan. Sebab kita never question when Allah kasih kita keberkatan or something that we want, but when Allah kasih kita dugaan, everybody can say, why me, So never question, number one. Number two, I always tell my kids, never look who to blame, because it doesn't solve the problem. So third of all, I say, always focus straight to the issue and how to solve the problem. So I guess going through the experiences in life, it teaches me to be stronger, a bit wiser, of course, a lot more to learn from Ustazah and the rest. But what I'm trying to tell myself is that's life all about. First, kalau you yakin dengan Tuhan Allah, you'll be stronger. Because you know at the end of the day, no matter what, Allah is there with you. And then if you need somebody to talk to, don't hesitate. Go and talk to Allah. I think that's the best. Because at the end of the day, you're in that situation because Allah think that's the best for you. To go through life in a different angle. That's my point of view lah.
InsyaAllah.
Ustazah, you have anything to add on?
Tak ada. Beautifully said by Puan Mariana, Masya Allah.
Terima kasih, Masya Allah. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, sekarang saya nak panggil Ustaz Yusof dan Mas Andi kita. The gents, welcome in.
Kita seru.
Ya, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Apa khabar Kak Didi?
Baik,
Ustaz
Alhamdulillah.
Nur, selamat malam.
Alhamdulillah.
Kat belakang dia panggil backstage pun kita dengar. Wah, very interesting
Itulah.
story
Saya tak sabar nak masuk Ustaz. Tadi saya kat belakang main piano tu nampak tu. Saya macam dengar tak sabar nak
Besar
masuk.
rumahnya.
Berdiri, saya mungkin boleh kita go back pada awal tadi kan, macam mana Puan Madiana. Saya belum dapat catch Kak Didi, how the accident happen sebenarnya. Saya tak dapat tangkap that part. Bila kejadian kemalangan tu berlaku dan dia punya impact dia sangat teruk. Actually lihat pada yang ni kan, if I can add back dia punya ni, how dia punya impact dia can be that bad sampaikan dia punya impact kereta tu remuk macam gini. Can you
the condition of the car was a total damage.
Apa yang
You
langgar?
notice the condition of the car was total damage.
Okay.
So if you ask me, Alhamdulillah, the only thing that was damaged was the car. I mean, other than that, Alhamdulillah, me, my husband, and our 7 kids are still around. So what more can I say? But Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah for this second opportunity in life. You know, so I mean, having said that, siapa sangka an accident will happen? It was just in a blink of an eye and all that happened. And I was sharing with the sisters just now. I mean, 10 minutes prior to the accident, I was actually breastfeeding my number 7 daughter, Hana Madina, who was only 4 months then. And then my husband looked at me and said, budak ni dah tidur, you dah ngantuk, taruhlah kat belakang kat pembantu kita. So I just passed Madina to the back and that accident happened. Can you imagine with blood clot in my lungs and then my face totally fractured and all. As you can see, I had to put metal pieces here, plastic down my throat and all. The fact that when I look at Madina dancing around, I cannot, I sometimes look at her, I can cry, you know. I'm like, Ya Allah, I mean, like, thank you so much for this opportunity to still see my kids. You know, in fact, I really go through the part where I wake up every morning with Alhamdulillah. Because I know, I mean, walaupun peristiwa tu dah berlaku 7 tahun lepas, tapi it's still fresh. So fresh that whenever I see an accident, I can just cry though. Because you know you were given that chance in life. And then my heart is so close to those who are in near life ending experience that I want to go and then say, no, fight. Because if it's not your time, it's not your ajal, it's okay. Don't give up so soon, you know. I mean, if you can, like, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, adjustment daripada Allah, kan? But I tend to, that's why, can you imagine going for this workers dormitories, interview, dah 11 tahun tak pergi interview. So pergi interview macam, alamak, benda ni, like, you know, like you, because I was at home for 7 years. And then prior to that, I was working in office for 4 years. But I go through another experience. And especially with COVID now, I think most of us tend to learn that we really, really only depend on Allah for everything. Because we can plan so much, but if Allah say this is to happen, this is to happen, you know. So now, you know, it's really a situation where siapa sangka kita akan puasa dan Hari Raya macam gini kan. But well, I mean, it brought us closer. It really brought us closer. So for me, it was a different experience in Ramadan because after the accident, I enjoyed bringing my kids to different mosques for every day. Bukannya kerana I also off tak payah masak hari tu, but you know, but what I'm trying to say is at least I feel like daripada membazirkan duit di bazar Ramadan, I would rather bring my kids to the mosque and at least I contribute to the dana of the masjid. At the same time, my kids get to enjoy the atmosphere of Ramadan with other Muslimin and Muslimat and also get to solat Maghrib, Isya and you know, at Tarawih together. So every year I enjoy doing that. Tahun ni kawan pun dah plan lah. Oh nak pergi masjid ni, pergi masjid ni, masjid ni, masjid ni. Sekali last COVID. So it's like, okay, then what is Allah's plan? Okay, it's to spend quality time together. Where you do, siapa imagine you would do Tarawih every day with your family? You know, but then it happened to us, you know, and it's all a blessing in disguise. And and first time kakak kerja first day raya with the workers, I was working, but well, it's okay. I mean, I dah masak semua dah siap, then I went to work. So yes, everything is good lah. I mean, it's a different Ramadan and Shawwal for us this year, but it's a blessing in disguise.
Kak, kalau dia yang Kak kata you are in front, then macam mana, how about your husband? Kalau saya tahu ni, your punya husband is ialah sepak takraw yang terkenal, tukang tikung terkenal lah. Kalau saya ni pada usia 30-an ni memang nampak lah sepak takraw tu waktu tu gemilang pada tahun 90-an. Dan sekarang sepak takraw dah ke mana lah. Sepak takraw ke mana?
Dah ke laut.
Ke mana lah.
Sorry.
Jadi nampak. Tapi your husband, is it okay? Is it sama juga impact dia seperti mana yang Kak Didi kena?
Yes, he was quite bad. He has to be stitched up from the front all the way to the back.
Aduh.
Walaupun di sana dia stitch up halfway, sekali benang salah dia buka balik and dia jahit balik. But well, I'm amazed sebab dia walaupun dalam such situation, sempat dia collect passport semua. You know, macam kita kan dah such situation our intention nak selamat nyawa. Dia sempat collect passport, you know, like, and then but he was really in I think he had to make a lot of decisions because dalam ambulance tu boleh masuk saya dan dia saja and my son. What about the rest? You know, that but you see, that's why kita kena ini semua dengan ketentuan Allah. Only because a passerby car stop. Tapi adakah you berani nak taruh anak-anak you dalam kereta orang lain? You know, so he had to make a lot of decisions. But I think at the end of the day, who are we to plan so much? Because it's Allah whose plans are there, and what we just need to is doa. We doa, kita niat, kita try our best, and then the rest we leave it to Allah lah. Because Allah plans always the best. So it's like seperti mati hidup semula. You saying? Sorry?
Ya, sorry. Tapi kalau kita lihat kepada apa yang Ustazah Hidayah tadi dah kasih input dan juga mungkin sharing daripada Kak Didi dan juga soalan daripada Nur, saya rasa dia punya topik kita yang berkenaan dengan peluang kedua tu, saya rasa even kalau ikut kepada agama Islam, macam mana Ustazah ceritakan tentang Nabi Yunus dalam perut ikan paus dan sebagainya, itu ada satu petanda yang Allah kasih peluang tu bermaksud ada dia punya ganjaran dan juga ada dia punya hikmah sebaliknya. Sebab mana kita punya how to say spirituality kepada Allah tu adalah, faham tak? So basically kalau saya boleh share, this is what my input pula, my sharing, that saya akan share setiap kali kita punya sesi yang mana saya preparekan, look at what the topic tadi dan juga Kak Didi ceritakan Ustazah. Ada satu point yang saya nak kongsikan adalah tentang bagaimana Nabi Adam AS. Nabi Adam pun diberikan second chance. Betul tak? Kalau kita lihat Nabi Adam diberikan nikmat dalam syurga dengan isterinya dalam syurga, kemudiannya dilarang daripada makan buah daripada pokok tersebut kan. Tapi akhirnya dia makan juga. Kalau ikut kepada perintah Al-Quran, Almarhum Ustaz Billah ni, dia kongsikan terhadap ada gangguan datang daripada iblis yang mengganggu dia, mengelak ataupun keluar daripada menghasut Nabi Adam dan juga Hawa ni untuk keluar daripada syurga. Dan akhirnya termakan juga hasutan tersebut, akhirnya terkeluaring. Maksudnya terkeluar jugalah daripada syurga tu. Tapi adakah Allah ni zalim? Tak. Allah kasih peluang kedua, makanya dia berdekat kat sini lah. Apabila Nabi Adam insaf kan, dan juga menyampaikan beberapa kalimah. Jadi daripada kitab Almarhum Ustaz Billah Ahmad Jufri ni, pelita Al-Quran, dikatakan Nabi Adam membaca di doa taubat. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Ya Tuhan kami, kami telah menganiaya diri kami sendiri, dan jika Engkau tidak mengampunkan kami dan memberi rahmat kepada kami, nescaya pastilah kami termasuk orang-orang yang rugi. So with that second chance, macam Kak Didi ceritakan, nikmat yang diberikan oleh Allah Ta'ala, sama ada dah lepas kemalangan, sebelum kemalangan dan selepas, which is still alive and still dapat lihat kepada anak-anak ni yang ramai, Masya Allah. Dengar semua madrasah semua Kak Didi anak-anak ni
No,
ada
tak semua.
Tak semua.
Tak semua. I have from Ajunit, Arabia, Wat Tanjung, Sports School. Okay, so it's a wide range.
Ni pelapis ayah ada lah.
Pelapis sayanya, my eldest son is in soccer, my second daughter in netball, tapi but sports in Singapore, ke mana je kan, ke laut je selalu. So yes, but Alhamdulillah dia ada adik-adik, and the adik-adik you see was in madrasah, and not because I asked them to. Like my third daughter, Nurhani Maisara, she was 6 years old, she came to me and said, Ma, I want to go madrasah, it's my life. Masa tu, I belum pakai tudung tau. So I'm like, madrasah apa nak? Yang kat masjid tu bukan madrasah Irsyad, she said. Oh, yang kat masjid. Mama dulu pergi tau yang kat masjid Anur tu She said, no, I said madrasah Irsyad. Mak dia pun Google, madrasah Irsyad Oh, wow, ada entrance test. It's a full-time school. You know, mak dia really tak tahu zaman jahiliah So tak tahu, so I went. So I said, okay lah, let's do this. Kita try, if Allah think this is for you, you get to Irsyad. If not, sekolah abang kat dekat dengan rumah kat Woodlands, you know. Not knowing the best thing about madrasah. And then I was teaching Raffles Girls Primary School. Can you imagine? And then so when my third daughter tu masuk Irsyad, And I saw how it was. I mean, lain sekolah 3 subjek, madrasah 7 subjek. I was like, ya Allah, budak-budak ni boleh ke? And then with PSLE, 9 subjects. So I went through steps by steps how it's like in madrasah. So now when I see other parents and I know other parents who ask me, I have 4 kids in secular school and 3 in madrasah. I will always tell them, try the madrasah way because you never know how it will change your life. So it did for us. So the number 4 and number 5, I asked them, you nak sekolah abang kakak ke nak madrasah? All 3 of them chose Irsyad. And now they have left Irsyad because they're in set 1 to 3, Wat Tanjung, Arabia and Al-Junaid. So to me, I guess it's Allah way of telling me, you doa selalu to be closer to Allah. So from them, I learn every day and, it keeps us balanced in one way or another. Alhamdulillah. Thank you,
Itulah
Allah.
yang ni Ustaz Azhari ni. Azhari Yaakob ni Ustaz Azhari dan Madrasah Irsyad ni. So
Yes.
basically dia kasihkan input, dia kata Allah tak zalim, kita adalah sebahagian dari perancangan dia dan dia sebaik perancang. Masya Allah. Tu input daripada Ustaz Azhari.
He's my daughter's teacher.
Kalau
Yes,
saya
Alhamdulillah.
boleh katakan juga, saya pernah ziarah Ustaz Azhari. Ustaz Azhari pun menghadapi satu ujian juga yang dia berkaitan dengan hati tau, heart. So itu
Yes.
pun ada satu ujian daripada Ustaz Azhari yang which is tersentuh sebab Ustaz Azhari pun ajar saya juga. So that's where ujian masing-masing yang semua orang menghadapinya. So alhamdulillah dengan berkat doa semua orang dan saya lihat Ustaz Azhari dah come back to orang kata madrasah to teach. Sebab ni satu pengorbanan lah untuk kita lakukan. Sebelum saya pass balik pada kita punya host ladies iaitu Nur, saya nak tanya balik kepada Mas Andi. Ni pasal ni pun ada berkaitan dengan urusan jenazah. Okay, urusan jenazah ni how kalau Mas Andi you pernah deal with accident ataupun jenazah yang berkaitan dengan kemalangan. Can you share a bit so that people also aware ataupun macam mana nak tackle ke ataupun help ke sekiranya berlaku kemalangan demikian from your perspective of view lah. Boleh share?
Okay, boleh insyaAllah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya just kongsikan sedikit experience saya handle jenazah yang meninggal disebabkan accident. Yang pertama sekali saya nak katakan bila jenazah ni yang meninggal accident ni dia secara mengejut kita semua terus mengejut. Dan apabila yang accident tu yang usia ni agak muda inilah yang lebih orang kata tu emotional dia lebih sedih especially those yang ada anak-anak kecil. Saya dah a few cases saya dah lalui bila husband dia meninggal motor accident motor. So bila keluarga dia tu, anak-anak dia tu ramai masih kecil. Jadi poin yang saya nak sampaikan ni, kita kalau boleh treasure family kita. Macam tadi ada siapa tadi kata Ustazah cakap ataupun Kak Didi cakap ialah kita kena treasure family kita, spouse kita, anak-anak kita. Kita tak tahu bila kita keluar pergi kerja pagi tu whether kita akan kembali ke rumah ataupun tidak. Kerana kalau accident tu happen anytime, can happen to anybody. Walaupun mungkin tak semestinya dia driving ataupun naik motor mungkin kita passerby ke pun ataupun accident di tempat kerja ini semua yang memberi impact yang very emotional lah. Dan selalunya saya akan macam berikan kata-kata perangsang ataupun kata-kata bantuan lah untuk ahli keluarga yang lain especially to those yang tinggalkan anak-anak kecil. Saya katakan pada mereka kalau boleh bantu mereka, bantu keluarga yang ditinggalkan, especially anak-anaknya kalau masih kecil, berikan didikan yang, for example kalau ayah dia yang meninggal dunia, kita sebagai pakcik-pakcik dia ataupun makcik-makcik dia, kita jangan tinggalkan diorang, jangan kita datang untuk hari tu je, kemudian kenduri tahlil datang lagi tapi kita make it a constant learning journey for them, beri mereka didikan yang terbaik agar mereka dapat sumbang kepada ayah yang telah meninggalkan mereka dengan cara diorang akan doakan semualah. Kerana kadang-kadang bila one of them dah pass away at an early stage nanti takut keluarga ni tak ada orang yang pantau, tak ada orang yang bantu untuk memberi mereka sokongan daripada segi mental, daripada segi agama, didikan ataupun segi financial. Dah tu, so sedikit saya nak kongsikanlah tentang urusan jenazah. Kalau nak cerita pasal jenazah yang accident macam mana tu, saya rasa tak perlulah, lain kali boleh ceritakan lah. Sebab tu ada orang memang tak beranilah nak nampak semua ni kan. Sebab okay, for example saya nak kongsi bila the accident tu kadang-kadang dia punya face is beyond recognition. So apa yang kita of course kita takkan kasih ahli keluarga lihat lah. So apa yang terjadi, kita akan most probably akan bawa ke Masjid Pusara Aman, di mana kita akan mandikan dia, kafankan. Kemudian bila dah kafankan tu, kalau betul-betul wajah dia is tak boleh nampak, kita tak akan benarkan ahli keluarga lihat. Kecuali mungkin isteri dia ataupun suami dia, very immediate family members. Itu pun kita tengok whether diorang semangat kuat atau tidak. Kerana apa? Kita tak nak mereka ada diorang punya last memory of their loved father or beloved mother sebagai muka yang diorang macam teringat-ingat. Kita nak diorang ingat wajah ayah atau ibu mereka yang cantik lah, yang waktu tidak ada apa-apa. Dan ini juga aib pada jenazah, di mana kalau kebiasaannya kalau aksiden ni ahli keluarga yang lain memang kita tak benarkan untuk lihat lah.
Wow, okay. Sebelum Mas Andi ke ataupun saya nak kongsi terhadap berkenaan dengan macam ini. This is reality. Kalau saya lihat kepada pengalaman sendiri, mak saya nak tengok jenazah arwah pakcik saya, which is advice daripada tukang mandi jenazah tu tak boleh buka. Sebab of course ada last kiss lah, orang kata kan. Last kiss ke kan, tapi masalah dia tak mengizinkan. Keadaan tak mengizinkan dan nasihat daripada tukang mandi jenazah tu, which is saya trust him, dia katakan don't. Sebab saya tengok sendiri, sebab kita mandi pakcik saya, arwah pakcik saya meninggal, saya mandikan, saya nampak situasi dia tidak mengizinkan. Macam Mas katakan tadi lah, is aib, which is should not open to public, and also untuk buatkan seperti, kalau kita lihat jenazah yang normal meninggal kan, kita akan last punya tabur dan sebagainya, last kucupan kepada jenazah dan sebagainya. Tapi macam katakan insiden yang maaf cakap, kalau kemalangan, meninggal dalam keadaan kemalangan dan sebagainya, macam kata-kata dia tidak boleh mengenal pasti kan, itu benda special case, dan masalah dia adalah emotion tak boleh dikontrol pada waktu tu kan. So ya, itu betul. Yang menjadikan dia mencabar lah, masa ni, betul tak?
Betul.
Itu yang
tapi it's best, I believe saya percaya yang kalau betul-betul wajah dia dah beyond recognition, it's best kalau even dia punya keluarga yang terdekat pun tidak lihat lah. Sebab macam saya katakan tadi, kita nak dia orang have beautiful memories of their loved one. Tapi really kita nak kena main peranan lah, kita main peranan besar untuk pujuk ataupun beri mereka sedap hati lah. Kita tak boleh terus cakap tak boleh tengok, lepas ni terus nak solatkan. Kita janganlah, tak boleh macam itulah.
Okay, tu live ataupun on the ground punya operation punya how nak deal dengan jenazah yang berkaitan dengan kemalangan kan. Na'udzubillah, mudah-mudahan kita semua meninggal dalam husnul khatimah lah. Saya tarik balik kata-kata saya. Ustaz Azhari dah tegur tadi, dia kata dia sekarang kat Madrasah Al-Arabiyah. Okay, minta maaf Ustaz, saya teringat Ustaz Madrasah Isyad. So now dia dah pindah, dia dah tukar team lah, dah transfer window so dekat Madrasah Al-Arabiyah. So alhamdulillah. Okay, so terima kasih kepada Mas Andi dan juga Kak Didi. Saya go back to Nur. Mungkin Nur nak ask Ustazah ataupun Kak Didi any question that you want to ask, ataupun saya serahkan balik pada Nur. Silakan.
Okay, sebelum tu saya nak link apa-apa yang kita telah bincang hari ini for this episode. Saya rasa kita boleh link to the previous episode yang kita adakan. Is that apa yang kita ada ni sekarang is all satu pinjaman, is all temporary. Bila-bila boleh ditarik, because it's all pinjaman dari Allah. So sebelum kita tidur, kita maafkan orang, kita cakap I love you kat orang-orang yang kita sayang, mak bapak kita semua, dan end the day with a good note lah. Because bila-bila pun kita boleh pergi. Betul tak? Yang macam apa Ustaz Mas Andi dengan Ustaz Yusof semua telah bincangkan. Okay, so Ustazah, ada apa-apa soalan tak tanya?
Soalan saya.
Ada apa-apa you nak add ke nak tanya apa-apa kat siapa-siapa?
Tanya sesiapa so far tak adalah soalan, tak adalah nak add. Rasanya so far it's beautifully covered lah by all of the other panelists malam ni. Cuma mungkin maybe lah untuk Puan Mardiana, just macam interested to know how is life now. Macam maksudnya tadi kan you mention macam even when you see accidents pun it will at some point affect you because you have been in that certain situation. And if somebody, contohnya lah, if somebody who is watching now who is going through something similar with you, then what advices ataupun what kata-kata motivation or kata-kata yang can comfort them would you say to them lah? Because I feel like mungkin ada seseorang ke sesiapa yang watch this might be going through something similar, then maybe kita can benefit lah a bit of your nasihat from your experience, insyaAllah. Saya pun nak benefit lah, sebab tu saya tanya.
Actually, it's a peringatan untuk diri ini sendiri because there's so much that I learned from myself. But I always remember and I always yakin that first, I always believe in niat or doa. Like I keep on saying, niat and doa is very important. So I tak lukit lah kalau when I see a friend or anybody that I know, sedekahkan doa. And at the same time, I mohon doa daripada my loved ones as well. So that at least, we can doa for each other. That's what we need from each other. And I think if you ask me, during this accident, what I benefited from social media, I should thank everybody who doa for me. Because Alhamdulillah, I have about 5,000 Facebook friends that who Alhamdulillah. These are people that I crossed my path in life from my flying days. I was actually flying for Royal Brunei Airlines, and then from my school days and whichever work that I've done with. And so with this group of friends that I have, when they know my accident, semua orang start to do on for me, which is Alhamdulillah. And not only that, they were doing a lot of solat for me. Solat hajat at different mosques, and and I'm like I don't know how to that's why I say Alhamdulillah and then when I see them I always say Jazakallah khair, Jazakumullah khairan wasiran for all your doa, because without them, without the doa, I think I'm here today because of your doas. So Jazakallah khair, thank you so much. So I always believe dengan doa kita cuba yang terbaik, insyaAllah Allah kabulkan. And when you're in time of trouble, always think that Allah tak akan menunggu kita di luar kemampuan. And always tell yourself that life is a cycle. So yes, maybe you're at your lowest point now, but insyaAllah you'll be somewhere up there soon. And then, it will be just that and going on. But if you learn to bersyukur, and then jangan putus doakan kawan-kawan, keluarga, insyaAllah, Allah will listen to everyone every doa. It's a matter of time that Allah kabulkan. So yes, yakin dengan segala ketentuan daripada Allah.
InsyaAllah. Thank you Puan Mardiana for sharing.
Saya rasa Puan Mardiana punya story macam nak semua nak masuk saya rasa Puan Mardiana punya 7 kids, lepas tu suami pun terkesan, tapi dia kata tadilah Kak Didi kata walaupun dia kena kat bahagian kepala tapi dia still orang kata tu steady tapi untuk safety, the welfare of the family, sebagai as a leader of the family juga, walau macam mana tercedera sekalipun dia tetap aku tetap lindungi, protect dia family. That is respect lah. So salam Kak Didi kepada Abang Hisham. Saya pasal waktu saya kecil, sepak takraw ni antara aktiviti yang selalu keluar kat surat khabar. Then among the best tekong Abang Hisham Malaysia Adam, nama dia selalu sebut. Lepas tu waktu dulu zaman Gilang Serai, proses tu ada tempat yang orang kata tu akan jadi tumpuan tu permainan sepak takraw. Saya rasa Kak Didi also family with that, right? Now dah
We
tak
got
lagi.
married there.
Yeah?
We got married there.
MasyaAllah.
Yeah. Actually, to tell you the truth, I did not know anything about sepak takraw at all until I met him in 99. Kebetulan SEA Games dekat tahun 99 dekat Brunei. And I was staying there for 4 years. So, betul-betul lah kalau siapa yang belum berjodoh tu di tangan Allah. So, doa and wait for Allah to kabulkan jodoh. Because I met him in August 99. Can you imagine? October 99 dah tunang. In 2 months. And then March dah nikah, and then the following year January the first child, second child, so it's all Allah's plan. So Alhamdulillah. So him being in sepak takraw also helped because during this situation and social media and all, a lot of people came forward to help us as well. In fact, masa ke Hospital Melaka tu, everybody was asking, ni artis Singapore ke? Kenapa ramai orang? Because I feel blessed, ramai datang kat Melaka tu. In fact, I also have Ustaz Syafiq and dia punya jemaah who came. Ni Ustaz Syafiq doa kat hospital kat Melaka tu, ya Allah, rasa hati ni macam tak tahu nak bersyukur macam mana lah. Alhamdulillah lah. Thank you for all the duas. Because Allah kabulkan semua doa-doa tu. And I'm
Syafiq
true
agaknya dulu
believer.
kat Johor agaknya Waktu tu Ustaz Syafiq kat Johor agaknya masa tu dia senang nak pergi ke, ataupun dia memang dari Singapura terus terbang pergi ke terus travel.
Agaknya lah, whoever. Sometimes even on my schoolmate, dia say, Kak Didi, I went down tau. Wah, so touched. Kadang-kadang kita nak datang hospital Singapore pun, when something happen pun susah kan. Ini they went all the way to Melaka. So, Alhamdulillah, thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah. Very, saya rasa this episode kali ni dia macam true story punya sharing yang saya rasa semua orang akan terkesan. Baik saya sendiri, saya rasa Ustazah pun sama, Mas Andi pun sama, Nur pun sama juga, which is strong sebab kita ni tak lalui apa yang Kak Didi lalui tau. So it's a comeback. Sebab tu dia katakan Allah memang berikan peluang kedua dan peluang kedua tu diberikan manfaat sepenuhnya oleh Kak Didi lah. So kita belum, nasib kita tak tahu. So kita pun tak tahu when we going to give that chance, tapi saya rasa Allah tu tak zalim macam mana yang Ustaz katakan tak zalim. So ini satu buku juga daripada Puan Nora, dia kata Didi Mardiana is very strong lady and a great mom, inspired both husband and wife, nice couple.
Masya-Allah.
Nice couple.
Ini saya nak tambah sikit Ustaz
Ya, sorry. Silakan.
Boleh. Kita backtrack sikit.
Ya, silakan.
Okay. Sebab saya pun dah boleh kata mengenali Kak Mardiana ni. Tapi saya rasa bukan mengenali secara fizikal lah. Secara waktu tu saya kerja di FedEx, saya rasa Kak Diana dulu pernah kerja FedEx kan, betul
Saya betul.
Jadi kita pernah interact dekat Facebook. And then Alhamdulillah tadi saya cuma nak katakan Kak Diana dia kata tentang dia suka plan dengan family and friends, pergi ke masjid mana kan. So ataupun especially during Ramadan, you brought your kids to a lot of mosque. So saya nak katakan pada saat malam ni, saya dah lama nak katakan sebenarnya. Jadi hari ni Allah izinkan saya untuk have this platform. Saya rasa I am one of those people yang Kak Diana tak kenal, tak jumpa di luar, tapi inspired by your journey with your families. Because I saw you posting in Facebook. Sebab apa saya nak katakan, kadang-kadang orang kata dia ni menunjuk lah, asyik check in lah, nak tunjuk gambar sembahyang tarawih ke sembahyang tahajud, sembahyang qiyamul lail. Tapi saya rasa tidak. It really you really played an important part. I think most of people kat luar sana inspired by yourself, and then for the next year onwards, I had a plan for myself lah. I told my wife, I want to bring my daughter, I want to bring you, kita mosque hopping for during Ramadan. And Alhamdulillah, I think out of that 30 nights tu, kita dapat pergi banyak masjid yang saya rasa sebelum ni saya tak pernah pergi pun masjid banyak kat Singapura ni. So just want to share this lah. Alhamdulillah. Maybe I'm one of them. Mungkin kat luar sana ramai yang be inspired by yourself. So it's a message juga untuk orang kat luar sana. Kalau niat kita tu, orang kata kan dia ni tak ikhlas lah menunjuk, kita tak tahu niat kita apa. Mungkin ada sedikit macam terhappy sikit bila orang komen, orang like. Memang kita manusia, tetapi keikhlasan tu pun insya-Allah ada juga. Jadi jangan ragu-ragu lah kita tunjuk orang kita buat kebaikan. Jadi
like I said, actually at the end of the day, important niat di hati, because Allah will know best. Because for me, masa zaman jahiliah, I didn't know where I can go to or what I can do. So my sharing is only because so that those who don't know will join me. So pada I jangan locate macam ada orang tukang masak, locate resepi, tak perlulah. I mean, ni semua dunia. So at the end of the day, whatever we can share, we share. Of course, like you say, life is simple. It's people makes it complicated lah. So orang nak cakap apa suka hati dia, as long as I know, Allah know that what I share is all ikhlas kerana Allah. Itu je.
Yeah. Okay, then something this will be my last sharing lah. Lepas ni saya hand over the baton to Ustaz Yusof ke ataupun Nur. Okay. So saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Puan Mardiana, Kak Mardiana atau dengan Ustazah Nur Hidayah atas perkongsian. Jadi seperti biasalah, saya ni suka tulis, saya nak recap balik. Mungkin ada yang baru join ke apa. Jadi kita lihat macam tadi Ustazah kata, bila kita ingat, kita ni patutnya ingat Allah sewaktu susah, dan bila kita ingat Allah sewaktu susah, bila kita senang ni, makinlah kita mudah untuk ingat Allah. Jangan waktu kita susah saja kita, maaf. Bila kita senang kita ingat Allah. Jadi bila susah tu kita akan ingat Allah lagi. Betul tak? Jangan waktu susah saja kita ingat dengan Allah, nanti waktu senang kita lupakan Allah. Dan juga bila kita ingat Allah sekarang, bila kita ingat Allah sekarang, nanti bila kita dikubur, insya-Allah Allah akan ingat kita. Sebab ialah saya buat ni dari segi pengurusan jenazah, mesti nak kena sediakan kubur sikit. Minta maaf lah.
Betul.
Bila kita ingat Allah sekarang, jangan lambat. And every day is a second chance in life. Seperti mana kita punya topik pada hari ini, jika Tuhan memberiku peluang kedua. Jadi kita jangan dengar story Kak Diana ni, bila accident kita di alive, itulah peluang kedua. Tapi sebenarnya tidak. It's more than that. Actually every one of us here yang masih hidup pada saat ini, we are living our second chances every single day. Bila kita meninggal, bila kita tak bangun pada esok hari, bila kita dah masuk ke dalam barzah, itulah dah tak ada second chance. Dah tak second chance, tinggal ada dekat mana Ustaz? Dekat Jucat dekat ni Tanjung Katong. Okay. Jadi itulah, dan kita kena ingat treasure family kita, spouse kita, macam mana kita bertekak ke, anak-anak kita marah macam mana pun, apa kesilapan diorang lakukan pun, kita tetap nak kena treasure mereka. Kerana kita tak tahu apa yang akan terjadi. Tak semestinya accident di road sahaja yang boleh menyebabkan kita mati mengejut, malahan apa-apa pun boleh. Macam saya pun dah uruskan a few quite young people, maybe about 40s, dia kena heart attack. Tiba-tiba tidak ada rekod sakit, tidak pernah masuk hospital, tiba-tiba malam tu, pagi tu heart attack dan dia terus meninggal. Jadi semoga menjadi kesedaran kepada diri saya terutama sekali, dan juga kepada penonton di luar ataupun siapa yang menonton ni, bahawasanya mati tu boleh datang tiba-tiba. Kembalilah kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala sebelum terlambat. Jadi Allahualam, itu saja yang saya nak kongsikan, insya-Allah.
Mungkin saya boleh tak sikit yang daripada ada satu komen ni daripada Miftahul Jannah, dia kata, saya setuju dengan saudara Mas Andi. What sis Didi did for her family is something others envy. Which is, saya rasa macam mana yang dia bukan saja cemburu buta tau. Dia cemburu memberikan satu dorongan untuk buat baik. Betul. Itu yang tadi yang Mas Andi katakan tadi tu, with whatever yang Kak Didi post adalah satu pembangkit semangat untuk buat baik ataupun untuk buat benda yang positif. That's where. So macam dia, social media ni kalau kita gunakan dengan betul, dia akan jadi benda yang baik lah, benda yang betul. So kalau let's say benda ni, kalau Mas Andi dah terkesan, apatah lagi orang-orang yang di luar sana kan, lihat kepada post Kak Didi dan sebagainya. Saya rasa bukan saja post Didi, Kak Didi juga, yang lain-lain lah, termasuk dengan Ustazah Hidayah dan sebagainya. So for us here, saya dengan Mas Andi, kolaborasi antara Himayah dengan urusan jenazah Singapura Al-Ikhlas ni akan if I can share sebelum I pass back to Nur untuk buat wrap up dan sebagainya. This is what I want to share about kita punya aktiviti yang mana kita adalah tiket ke syurga ni, kalau saya boleh kongsikan. This is what actually this all live streaming talk show about, adalah tentang memberikan kesedaran, create awareness kepada community ataupun masyarakat kita lah, orang Islam khususnya, terhadap apa yang berlaku ni. COVID-19 pun tak ada orang plan kan. Ni bukan tahun 2020 nak plan nak pergi mana-mana semua terhangkut. Last kali kita trap dengan 647 km persegi, which is Singapore lah kan. Nak pergi mana-mana pun tak boleh. Jadi kita pun nak kena bear in mind, sebenarnya objektif kehidupan kita adalah bukan saja di dunia, objektif kita adalah the day after, which is kita nak kena bertemu dengan Allah Ta'ala, balik kepada Allah Ta'ala. So with this, kita nak kena actually streamline balik, kita ada hadaf yang kita nak kena lakukan. So kita ada sharing juga, yang mana kita harus berhadapan, suka tak suka kematian itu adalah benar, dan kita nak lalui proses tu dengan cara yang tawaduk, dan juga perlu ada orang tentu cara-cara yang sesuai. So this is where we do a webinar, yang mana first punya episod tu kita dah lepas lah. akan datang 26 Julai tu, itu yang mana Mas Andi akan kongsikan bagaimana ketika kematian tu, proses-proses laluan jenazah, macam mana kita nak hadapi, macam mana kita nak mungkin Mas Andi boleh tambahkan pointers yang tadi, so kita at least kita tahu yang sebenarnya kita tengah ongoing program webinar which is online. Sekarang kita tak boleh buat offline sebabkan COVID-19 yang masih lagi menular lagi, belum reda lagi, dia beranak pinak lagi sampai ke cucu kan. So basically this is what we do, dan insyaAllah kita ada finale 23 Ogos berkenaan dengan selepas kematian. Sebab bila jenazah dah selesai masuk dalam kubur kan, dah disemadikan, kes kat luar ni maksudnya tentang hal ehwal harta benda yang masih lagi belum selesai. Kalau orang tu ada ilmu, alhamdulillah. Kalau orang tu kurang jelas dengan apakah seharusnya berlaku, dia akan berlakunya perkara-perkara yang tidak sesuai untuk lakukan. Itu yang kita dah bincangkan. That's where I'm going to share. Dan dalam masa yang sama juga, insyaAllah next week, sebelum bypass lagi kepada Nur, ni adalah susulan program pada 8 Ogos. Satu hari sebelum dia. Kita nak sebut Ustaz Zahil pula. Tentang Al-Quran sebagai pertemuan hidup dan mati. This is where will be men's night jugalah untuk additional. So Ustaz Zahil akan share berkenaan dengan Al-Quran dan sebagainya. Al-Quran juga adalah adalah perkara ataupun sesuatu ilmu yang kita akan bawa ke mati, dan juga adalah menjadi penerang kehidupan sama ada di dunia dan juga di akhirat. So itu yang saya nak kongsikan lah sebelum saya pass kat Nur. Mungkin Mas Andi nak kongsikan lagi, ada apa-apa yang input you want to share about this?
Saya syorkan lah kalau boleh, siapa ada kelapangan waktu, tidak ada apa-apa plan pada hari Ahad depan 26 Julai pada 10 pagi sampai mungkin insya-Allah 1.5 hari, kita akan kongsi information yang agak padat insya-Allah. Seperti mana Ustaz Yusof katakan, ada orang dalam keluarga kita berilmu untuk melakukan, sebab ada perkara banyak yang masyarakat tak tahu. Mungkin ialah tak semestinya kita discuss tentang mandikan macam mana, tidak. Dalam Singapura ni sendiri ada konteks dia, ada laws dia yang kita perlu tahu untuk permudahkan, untuk kasih journey tu smooth. Itu semua akan dikongsikan insya-Allah. Jadi tiket hanya $10 saja, boleh lihat di rumah, baring atas katil on laptop. Mudah, sama-sama boleh tengok keluarga insya-Allah.
InsyaAllah. Itu sajalah yang berkongsi dengan kita. So I go back to Nur. Nur, terima kasih banyak-banyak. So you can give back to dia.
My turn. Okay, so saya nak wrap up this episode by giving satu nasihat kepada semua dan juga kepada diri saya, iaitu walaupun Tuhan tak zalim, memang apa Ustaz Mas Andi cakap betul, setiap hari tu adalah satu peluang yang baru terhadap untuk kita manusia. Tetapi kita tak it doesn't mean that kita kena lalai dengan peluang yang kita dapat. Tak semestinya kita akan selalu dapat another chance, another peluang. So dengan apa yang kita ada ni, kita kena patut make full use of it untuk berbuat baik kepada manusia, kepada Tuhan. Make your life meaningful, be grateful, appreciate dan sebagainya. So basically jangan lalai lah dengan peluang yang awak ada, because tak semua yang akan dapat another chance.
Betul.
Okay, so
Ustazah ke ataupun Kak Didi, which one nak go first for the last pointers?
Sila Kak Didi, sila.
Nak share tentang kita punya tu dulu tak?
Kita punya ni apa nama dia, sponsor. Boleh, itu the last one lah. Sebelum kita tutup, kita akan tinggalkan. Ya. Silakan Ustazah Kak ataupun Kak Didi nak last kongsikan
on.
Kak Didi, sila.
One thing I learned of the whole experience, right? I set my priorities. In life, it's easier if we set our priority. That means we don't go on time management, we go on priority management. As for me, after the accident, first priority, alhamdulillah, and always Allah. Like I was sharing earlier part of the talk. And then second is my amanah from Allah, which is my 7 kids. Yang busy kat belakang ni, I'm so sorry. And then it's the third one is, of course, I'm sorry my dear husband, you are number 3 because he's my road to Jannah. But then all 3 goes to priority, which is still Allah. So if you in life, whatever problems you have, if you set your priority management, it's easier to manage. So yes, for me, if you ask me, I live by priority management, which is Allah number 1, and ongoing lah. So insyaAllah.
Masya Allah. Terima kasih. Ya.
Terima kasih Kak Didi. Terima kasih Ustazah. Ustazah ada apa-apa nak cakap?
Ya,
Ataupun
silakan.
yang all good?
Kata-kata mutiara terakhir mutiara kata.
Tak ada lah mutiara mana, tapi itulah ingat as Ustaz Mas Andi dah summarize up tadi. So ingat Allah waktu susah, Allah ingat kita waktu senang, tapi terbalik, ingat Allah waktu senang, Allah akan ingat kita waktu susah. Tapi tak semestinya kalau kita dalam waktu susah tu kita tak ingat Allah lah. Lagi susah lagi kita ingat Allah, tapi lagi senang tu kadang dalam yang senang lebih susah kita nak ingat Allah. Jadi ingat Allah at all times insyaAllah, dan pasti Allah akan sentiasa ada dengan kita no matter what we go through lah, insyaAllah. Dah sikit je.
Okey, terima kasih banyak.
Okay,
Nur,
Alhamdulillah.
saya rasa mungkin sebelum I pass bagi for note untuk closing saya mungkin we miss out one slide actually. Kita nak kena cakap thank you to our sponsor.
Sponsor. Yes.
Which is namanya Encik Asri kita, Azmi. So this is the first episode kita pernah bersama dengan Encik Asri kita berkenaan dengan perancangan. Sebab apa yang saya sentuh tadi kan, on the part 3 tu basically apabila jenazah tu dah selamat disemadikan, dikebumikan, masalah seterusnya ataupun perkara seterusnya harus dilihat adalah bagaimana pengagihan perancangan harta, perancangan keadaan semasa untuk bagi mereka yang masih hidup. Kalau kita lihat percentage of berlakunya pertelagahan, perbalahan berkenaan dengan harta benda di atas dunia ni masih lagi belum settle. Sebab apa? Sebabkan kekurangan pengetahuan ataupun perebutan suatu benda yang ikut kepada bukan kepada hak Allah. So ini saya cakap tu atas dasar perspektif agama lah. Tapi perancangan pun kita perlu lihat pada perspektif yang pakar, kita perlu dapatkan nasihat daripada yang pakar. So antara yang kita boleh suggest kepada semua adalah dengan kita hubungi Encik Asri kita daripada JS Advisory yang mana menyokong usaha ni, which is something yang saya rasa dia pun agree dan juga support. Sebab orang Melayu kita ni dia bukannya calon-calon juga, antara 10 family 8 dah buat perancangan untuk ahli keluarga dia. Sama ada education, sama ada insurans dan sebagainya, which is dah plan. So what if kalau let's say dia dah pergi dahulu, apa terjadi kepada welfare anak-anak tu dah terjamin ataupun dah ada dia punya kedudukan yang kata cushion lah, dah ada cushion. So dia tidak akan terabai keadaan kebajikan anak-anak ataupun mereka yang hidup di atas dunia selepas dia dah meninggal dunia tersebut. Itu can contact Asri di talian 97580343. Allah alam. Yes, itu saja. Okay, so saya rasa malam ni input yang sangat baik untuk dikongsikan. Saya rasa everyone semua give a good sharing dan saya nak ucapkan terima kasih secara individu dan juga Mas Dino, Kak Didi, Ustazah Hidayah, which is saya rasa
Berapa mata dia Ustaz?
Berapa 24 tadi sampai 40 lah, 45.
Tadi saya dapat 40 lah.
Terima kasih Kak Didi dan hampir kepada 11 malam kita bersama ni, Masya Allah. Kalau TV punya channel tak ada harapan. Mana boleh masuk 5 kepala dalam satu live streaming. Dan Masya Allah sharing yang very good daripada Ustazah. Dan thank you very much kepada semua yang ada dan juga menyaksikan kita semua. So I give back to Nur untuk mungkin the last ending sebelum kita beredar sama-sama. Ya, silakan Nur.
Terima kasih kepada semua viewers kita, audience kita untuk bersama kita dengan program Tiket ke Syurga yang dianjurkan oleh Himayah dan juga Jenazah Singapura Ahli Kelas yang ditajakan oleh JS Advisory. Dan saya juga nak cakap terima kasih kepada tetamu khas kita ni, Kak Didi, kepada Ustazah saya, Ustazah favorite saya, I love you. And then kepada Ustaz Yusof, kepada Ustaz Mas Andi. Terima kasih semua. Di mana semua ni? Okay, terima kasih. Okay, pasal kita kan belajar hari ni yang sebelum kita pergi tidur, kita kena cakap I love you kat orang-orang yang kita sayang, kita kena maafkan orang, kita kena meminta maaf. So just practicing lah. Kita kena appreciate peluang yang kita ada, kita kena be grateful. So just ingat apa-apa yang kita telah belajar, all these pointers, and insyaAllah kita akan good in this world.
InsyaAllah.
Thank you for having me.
Ya, terima kasih sama-sama kali ini. InsyaAllah kita berjumpa. Okay, so itu saja. Nur dan juga sama. Okay, insyaAllah kita bertemu lagi pada masa yang akan datang kalau ada waktu yang sesuai dan juga acara yang akan datang kalau kita bersempatan berjumpa lagi Nur
Okay.
Itu saja.
Boleh.
Okay.
Terima kasih.
Jumpa lagi semua. Assalamualaikum. Selamat malam semua.
I think Kak Didi ada something
Oh, Kak Didi nanti.
Everybody
Sorry.
boleh dipermudahkan urusan kita, dimurahkan rezeki kita dan dijauhi dari wabak COVID.
Amin. Amin. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Okay.
Terima kasih doakan kita.
Okay. Assalamualaikum semua. Selamat malam. Okay, jumpa lagi.
Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.